So they've moved me into another room and the doctor is ringing the cardiologist.
Hearts bigger than the moon, running through the night with the howling wolves. Life will pass us on by, let go and flow with the ocean's tides. Where you going, I follow on. Where you going, I follow on. Roads meant to be roamed, wild open plains, yeah, it sounds like home. Legs don't need no rest, they walk to the beat inside your chest. Where you going, I follow on. Where you going, I follow on. Where you going, I follow on. Where you going?
We've arrived in Sint Maarten, or Sint Maarten. It's just started to rain, which is lovely, but this is Sint Maarten. Awesome. Yeah, it's just sprinkling, isn't it beautiful? Anyway, we're just about to put up the quarantine flag, so Mitch went around the back and I snuck out the front on purpose, just because I can. Oh dear.
That's what's left of the BVI's flag. The bit with the actual BVI stick is even gone. Around the top, back through the hole in the opposite direction where you go through. It looked like I always say it's got to look like a bridge. Ready?
Yes, Captain Mitcho hoisting our first quarantine flag in Sint Maarten. Ooh. This is crazy. It's our first official dinghy trip to shore, babe. Very cool. Going to check in at Sint Maarten, so
Alright.
we have no idea where we're going.
That's how the dinghy goes. We haven't even got it on the plane yet. So
I'm holding on.
the dinghy is brand spanking new. So brand new AB Lamina 12AL, which is the lightweight one. It's got the fiberglass bottom in it. It's a brand new 15 horsepower two-stroke Yamaha. We'll have to see what she does. It's been going for like 20 minutes. That's enough running time, I reckon.
Matching Mitcho hair. Even the same height. This is so weird. You're a legend. Can I film you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I'm already in love with this place. Like, that guy was so nice.
What just happened, you might ask? Well, we just gone to check in at Sint Maarten, and they've impounded our yacht for 2 weeks because we don't have the Australian registration. We were told that all we needed was a bill of sale and you could go anywhere in the Caribbean, but apparently, they were wrong.
But you know, to me, like, that's a better outcome than originally the lady goes, sorry, can't check you in, you have to leave, you got 24 hours. And we were like, no way, it took us 17 hours to get here. There's no way we want to like sail away. And where do we go? And we're thinking Anguilla, which is British, owned by British. So we would have the same issue there. They would still want to see the registration of the boat. So we'll be racing back to the boat. Well, obviously we can't do anything in a hurry anyway because Australian's 12 hours in front. So it's 12 midnight over there, 12 p.m. here, lunchtime. So we're going to go get
some
food
emails tonight. Yeah. So anyway.
And then we'll go back to our boat, recharge the laptop, and
so we're stuck here
Stuck
here for 2 weeks.
Oh,
we're going to stay for a while anyway.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Anyway.
Yay.
Keep cutting my head off.
Yeah. It's not.
You think I'm tall or something?
My arms won't go that
All right.
way. Okay, anyway, bye. Okay, that didn't go according to plan. Impounded for 2 weeks or until we receive our provisional Aussie rego. So what does that actually mean? We can leave the island, but Salty Days can't. No sailing, no moving anchorages, no clearing out. She stays exactly where she is. Why? Our Australian boat registration still isn't processed. Without the original paperwork in our hot little hands, our boat technically isn't registered. So we've got to get busy getting the final touches done to our Aussie rego. We're up and at 'em this morning because we have got to get our Australian registration papers signed and certified. We'll be back for brekkie and coffee. Get the kettle ready. So we're going to this amazing place called Business Point in Sint Maarten, and they have all the facilities they need. They have been so helpful and kind. They've got a JP or whatever, a certifier to come and notarise our...
Notary public, I think they call them over here.
Yeah.
Which is the same as the JP in Australia.
So amazing. So they've been so good. So we just wanted to let you know how cool they are. Printing, sending, this is Business Point.
Yeah.
Oh, open! Good morning, Amali. How are you?
I'm doing alright.
Good.
Good, thank you.
Public exchange. Birthday cards. You can get all your deliveries sent here. This is our legend helping us to get our paperwork to Australia. It's been so helpful. Well, done and dusted. And you know what's the coolest thing is originally she goes, well, that will be picked up on Monday. And I'm thinking, you know what, we're in Sint Maarten. They probably don't pick up mail every day to send. So I was like, oh, okay, well, it is what it is. Can't do much about it. And a bit annoying, but oh well. And then she goes, oh, here's the tracking, but just letting you know it will be delivered by Monday. Delivered to Australia. So $160 American. Small price to pay, I suppose. And then it was 160 American plus the scanning, the photocopy or the printing. Came to like $221 American. So I don't know, what's that, 350 something Aussie. I can never convert. Anyway, Micho's gone to get some solar quotes, which I'm going to see what is happening now. But this is Sint Maarten. This is the back streets, the industrial area. There is, because he was coming for electrics.
You do the high output, this is like 170, and then Arco they get, there's like 275 amps.
And they're like 800, 700 bucks or something?
No, they're probably a little bit more than that. Yeah. Probably, I think it's 900 something or 1100 or something like that.
Right.
But I can do like a discount, 50% discount.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll look forward to getting a quote from you, and I thank you so much for your time.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
No problem. I'll hear from you later.
Oh, look at this beautiful Sint Maarten sunset. Isn't it gorgeous? My gosh. Sint Maarten has a pretty fascinating backstory. Long before the beach bars and duty-free shops, the island was home to the Soboni and Arawak Indians. European explorers arrived in the late 1400s, and by the early 1600s both the French and the Dutch had their eyes on the island. Not for the beaches, but for the trade routes and fertile land. Instead of going to war, they did something rare for the era. They signed the Treaty of Concordia in 1648 and agreed to share the island. The French took the northern 60%, the Dutch settled in the southern 40%, and the border between them is still little more than a line on the ground. So we're on the Dutch side. Just like that. Just pretty much driving over a line on the map. Tourism is the island's heartbeat today, with beaches, nightlife, and of course the famous low-flying planes at Maho Beach, one of the only places on Earth where a jumbo jet passes just metres overhead while you're standing on the sand. And then there's one of Sint Maarten's coolest features, the Great Lagoon. It's one of the largest inland lagoons in the Caribbean, shared by both the French and the Dutch sides, and it's basically the island's nautical heartbeat. Super yachts, cruises, charter boats all funnel through here. To get in or out, you pass under the Simpson Bay Bridge or the Sandy Ground Bridge, each opening on a strict daily timetable. When they do, traffic halts and a parade of masts and mega yachts glides through like it's their own floating catwalk. The lagoon itself is huge, about 1,600 acres of calm, sheltered water. A favourite spot to anchor, tinker or hide from a blow. Anyway, it would have been dreamy to think that once we sent the final paperwork off to Australia, Shazam! Our rego worries would disappear. But no, a few extra hoops popped up, and trying to jump through them without decent internet was next level frustrating. Oh my gosh, I am beyond frustrated and so close to tears. I've just spent the last 12 hours trying to connect to the internet and to set up random eSIMs. You know, I was going really good guns last night. I nearly got our Australian registration application finished after I took ages to actually work out what it was that we needed to still do. And then for some reason my Maya eSIM just stopped personal hotspotting to my laptop. Very annoying. Anyway, Starlink's like 3 weeks away. And you know, I can work through it. We've got other challenges. I need to print some papers and sign them and get a witness to sign them and send them, and the shop's just closed, but that's okay, we'll come back tomorrow. And then I just need data so I can do an online statutory declaration. Oh, we'll get there. Anyway, Mitcho's gone to park the boat and I'll go find him and get over it. It's no big deal, it's just frustrating. Frustrating having to sit on that stupid computer in a beautiful spot like this. Yesterday I said to Mitch, oh, if we get finished early we'll go and lie on that beach, but nope. So anyway, onwards and upwards, we're going to get this store sorted. Here's Mitcho now. Watch the world go by with us. Well, I'm having a little bit happier time today because we have internet that cute little guy that, well, I bought a local SIM yesterday and got that put in by a local because I was being precious. And that's worked a treat, but we don't know how much data that has. Anyway, moving on. We can hire a modem for the boat for a month, so that's all good. Small things though, mainly Midjo, what have you been up to today? You've been running around getting quotes, so not as cheap as we're expecting.
No, I haven't got a quote for the solar and all the systems yet. I haven't got a quote for that, but they just quoted me 21,500 Australian dollars for a stainless steel solar arch. And it's not a particularly complicated one either, so that is...
What, 21 Aussie?
That is an insane amount of money.
What would we pay in Aussie, do you reckon?
I have no idea, but I expected it to be like $5,000. So, yeah. The guy said to me, I reckon it's going to be about 13. And I said, what, 100? He goes, no, 1,000. And I go, what? Yeah, anyway, we'll see. We could potentially go back to plan A and just get a couple of panels put on the roof just to keep the batteries charged and have and get an inverter installed just so that we can use the power points and see how that goes.
And a better alternator, would that help?
Yeah, possibly, but
the inverter's the key.
Yeah. So don't mind me, I'm just having a rum punch for, what time is it?
11:06.
It's 11 o'clock, so it's not too early.
It's near lunchtime.
Well, she said you want a coffee, and I'm like, I don't drink coffee, so how about, is it?
Rum punch.
Yeah, rum punch it is.
Yeah. So we've just been into B Point, or whatever it's called, the business point.
Yep.
Which is unbelievable for sailors here in St Maarten. They've printed all our documents and they'll send them. They're so helpful. They can get a notarized people, and they've also got a modem that you can hire, which is $55 a week.
Yep. Unlimited
data. What do you reckon that will gobble up power-wise? Will that be 12 volt?
Modem? We haven't asked that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
If it's 110, then it's no good to us.
Yeah.
So
Because then we would have to.
Damn it. This is the whole problem: is we can't run any 110, like any AC voltage, without the generator running. The AC, it doesn't even run off the motors. So this is the biggest problem we're having at the moment: is that none of the power points in the boat work.
Are good to us.
They're no good. None of the power points work unless you're running the generator, which is, it's not a feasible thing. You're like, oh, I need to charge my laptop. Oh, so we have to start up a big generator for that. It's just, I mean, you can do it, but it's just not really. It's not something you want to be doing all the time. It's just kind of crazy.
Had our first little catastrophe of Mitjo's head, where he just pretty much smashed into that doorway. He was trying to get in quickly. Yeah, oh, it's horrible, but we've got a backup plan now. A noodle, so hopefully even this is also problematic. But yeah, we're just getting the feel of our surroundings and our environment. And we're both a bit overwhelmed because we've had a busy couple of days trying to get that Australian registration. So I think he was just in a rush to get inside. Anyway, guess what? We've got unlimited data, which is crazy. So a resourceful Mitcho rewired up the modem to a car charger. So now we've got the option of unlimited internet, which is such a relief. So we were just watching a show and yeah, anyway, back to it. Be doing some editing this afternoon as well, so get on with it, Cozzy.
One of the reasons we bolted to St Maarten was because our beautiful Salty Days is an ex-charter boat. Luckily for us, she was lightly chartered and beautifully maintained. But realistically, what does that mean for liveaboard sailors? Our solar setup is minimal, just enough to keep the batteries topped up for basic 12-volt systems. There's no inverter on board, so we can't convert that power into 110 volts to run household appliances. There's no stash of spare parts, no hidden just-in-case gear, and absolutely no pantry basics. It's like moving into a house with empty cupboards. Flour, salt, pepper, we need it all. And doing that full shop in the BVIs is definitely not in our budget.
Oh, it's so cool here this morning. I mean, obviously it's raining, which is not great. I mean, it is, but you could actually like see the rain coming towards us. It was absolutely perfect here 2 seconds ago. Wow.
The big boat's coming in. It must be just about time for that bridge to go up. This one's green.
Look at the white one. Look at that white one. Kathy, I wanted to show you the amazing selection of cheese here. You will love it here. Look, it goes on and on and on and on and on. There's a sexy man. Oh, that's a big avocado.
Football. That's a litre. Stolly, $10.
Nice. Jack Daniels. Marie Chandon. Now that's probably not much cheaper. It's about the right price.
Well, that's a good one, the Dom Perignon.
Yeah, Dom Perignon.
I like how it's so you got vodka and cereal
Yes.
together.
Handy.
That's it.
Yeah.
1 3/4 litres of vodka for $13.48. So that's about $11, $12 Australian.
Madness.
$12 Australian for a litre and 3/4.
Wow. Check out my mule. He's like, I'm your mule. This is me. G'day, buddy. My big long toes.
What's going on, Spunky Love?
Oh, hello. Well, guess what we've got happening tonight?
What's that?
Our very first guests on board.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
For the first time.
Yeah, I know. So we're
making something out of nothing, I presume.
pretty much like we don't have anything because
Well, that looks fantastic.
well, it's quite expensive here. So
Yeah.
so snacks are sort of they're just a nice to have, not a. They're an optional extra and not usually an option for us. So yeah, we're having. I have no idea. I've got nothing, but
Yeah, these people are from. Well, their boat's registered in Sydney, Australia. So I just went up to them as we came back from the shops this morning and said, "Oh, noticed that." Went up and said hello. I think he's originally Australian, but I reckon he said he's been sailing around the world for 17 years, and his wife's French, so I think he's lost most of his accent. So
and he's done a circumnavigation, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like a 39-foot Beneteau or something. Anyway,
it'll be exciting. Yay! Oh my gosh, we've just had Coast Guard stop us. My heart was beating crazy on many levels, but yeah, seriously. But they were so beautiful. I was too scared to even take out the GoPro or breathe the wrong way. Alright, I'm stopping because I want to let you know that they said we could take down the yellow flag, so Mitcho's going to do that.
Finally, the email comes through. Our provisional Aussie registration has landed in our inbox and we've officially been given permission to move. Phillipsburg is just around the corner. Cruise ships, buzzing energy, exactly the kind of party place Mitcho and I love. After weeks of stress, it feels like freedom is finally within reach. And thank goodness for excellent healthcare, because sometimes, even in paradise, things don't go quite to plan. Stay tuned next week. Thanks for watching, legends.